But hi! Welcome to a new segment or stream by Brawl League called Community of Valhalla. Now, you guys know me. I'm Expired, owner of Brawl League, etc. Blah blah blah. I'm not the important one today. I'm just the host. I will not be the focus of today. And the reason for that is Community of Valhalla is a new series we're going to be doing, which allows us to showcase, I'll say you guys, right? So we're gonna talk to community artists, members of the community in general, maybe some Brawlhalla partners, possibly some pros. I want to try and get as many different people on this as possible. And so I'm starting with someone nice, starting with someone awesome, which you guys already know, Tekona. He is a dope dude, and I couldn't have started with a better person, I think. Because sometimes you guys see their art and you don't know much about them, and maybe you want to learn a little bit more. Maybe you want to know, like, just things about them. Maybe their inspirations of their art. Maybe what drives them to play Brawlhalla. Maybe just some personal stuff. Like, it's all up to them what they give away. I'm really hoping you do enjoy this series. We're gonna I'm gonna actually probably rip these off of Twitch as well and put them onto YouTube to be able to watch in a full format as well. Because just watching these and catching them live is always going to be a little bit harder. So being able to put them onto YouTube might be a little bit of fun for you. Hello.
Hello. Oh. It's my first time in a VC with you. Hold on. Let me change some audio settings.
I don't think it is. I think we've been in VC before, but I don't think I've actually heard you talk.
That might be true.
So hello, Tekona. It is nice talking to you. Thank you for coming on to this, being the first one, being basically the test subject.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thanks for bringing me on.
So, we're gonna play some Brawl, of course, and like, you get to beat me up, because you're actually a higher elo than me right now.
Are you sure about that?
I'm like 1700.
I mean, I doubt that. I doubt that I'm better than you, but
I'm predicting it. Like, we're gonna play on US East to be like the best of both worlds. But I can try West as well. But
no, it's fine. Let's play on East.
I'll pull up the game. Like, we can pull up the game and we can talk and join and just play some Brawl while we have some fun, I guess, and talk about some things, maybe some things about your art, as well as just some inspirations. If you want to join...
Alright.
So we'll try one on West and see how badly that goes for me.
No, just put it on East.
You sure?
It'll be fine. I'm positive. Go ahead.
Okay. See, we're now going to get the people coming in after I set the room number, but... So, I'm gonna be honest, I'm very unprofessional with this and I don't know what to talk about a lot. So let's start with some easy ones of like, when did you start playing Brawlhalla?
So it was back like late 2015 on my oldest Steam account. That was when I first touched Brawlhalla. I think it was around when Ember or Azov came out, right?
Okay, so about my age.
I only actually started playing the game about 2 years later in like 2017.
So you're kind of old, kind of not as old, but still, you know, like 2017 is quite an old age. That's like 3 years, or technically 4.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to play and think at the same time.
No worries.
I gotta put on a show.
You get to beat me up. It's gonna be all fun.
As you say that? Oh no. Okay, but yeah, I've been around in the community for a while, or in the game for a while, but not the community.
Okay. So also, you're of course a community artist. You've said you wanted people to know, or to me, you've said that you want people to know you for more than just your art. But when did you start getting into artwork itself? Like, was Brawlhalla the inspiration, or was it like further than that?
As a kid, like back in first grade of elementary school, I always drew or always doodled for fun. I never took it seriously. It's just something I did. But in recent years, like 2019 or so, I guess my introduction to Brawlhalla really got me going on some sort of art grind.
Yeah, I get you. I think there's a lot of people who could say the same thing. But, so you've been drawing since you were a lot younger than just your Brawlhalla age, which is nice. God, I'm trying to, like, think of questions while also trying to, like, beat you.
It's so difficult. I mean, hey, if it makes you feel better, you're giving me the smack right now.
I don't know. I feel like you're gonna turn it around. No. Alright, so we spoke about a little bit, and I have a couple art pieces of yours as well. You want to talk about you let me pick some, and you pick 2 of your favorites as well. So I'm excited to talk about those in a little bit. Oh, you are beating me right now.
We are
like
so focused.
Yeah, I don't like how focused I am because I'm not normally this focused. But I don't want to lose my first game of the day, but at the same time, I want you to win.
Nah, it's alright. It's alright. What's the next question? I gotta distract you.
Okay, so oh no. So of course,
let's go.
Ember is your favorite, and that's
definitely my favorite legend.
What I'm assuming is your main. But is Ember your favorite in all aspects, or is it like maybe someone else you like for lore or something else like that?
Ember overall is probably my favorite legend, gameplay-wise. Probably my most consistent. I was always into like the assassin archetype, low defense, high speed, right? And that's kind of why I started playing Ember, or picked her as a main rather.
I get you.
I wouldn't say she's my best legend, but she's definitely my favorite. Level 54, if I recall correctly.
54 is impressive. I don't think I actually have someone at 54. I have a couple at 50.
But, sorry, what was the second part to your question?
Is like, because you said like Ember's your main and your favorite, but is that like favorite overall, or do you have someone else for like different settings, like lore-wise and maybe like design style?
In terms of lore, nice. In terms of lore, I am a lore nerd, in a sense. Ember's definitely my favorite in lore. The concept of the Fangwad is something I kind of geek over.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gameplay-wise, Ember is probably my most favorite in terms of fun, but I enjoy pretty much any legend. I main random, in a sense. As for weapons, bow is a very inconsistent weapon of mine. I can play it well at times, but absolutely terrible other times, and katars is probably my best weapon aside from maybe blasters.
Okay. So I'm now gonna jump onto that piece of being a lore nerd, right? Is like you said about the Fangwild, you obsess over it, but like is Ember like the only one you obsess over for that Fangwild, or is it like knowing that people like Teros and Ragnar have been there too, as well as Bodvar? Like how does the Fangwild interest you in general? Is it just like the fact it's a gateway hub, or?
I'm about to throw you in a bit of lore here, and maybe Baron will scoff at me, but I was always kind of into the idea of the realm between realms, and the fact that Ember, the heart of the Fangwild, is gone. It's starting to like uproot itself and start consuming other realms. And you know, there's people in the community that have like these headcanons of what happens. And my headcanon is that since the Fangwild is slowly consuming each realm like one by one, eventually it's gonna get to Valhalla, and then now everyone has this rising threat. And it basically is like the coming of Ragnarok, you know?
I get you.
Like Norse mythology.
I could also see Baron being up for that idea, because of course Ragnarok is that like form of the Oh!
I'm gone.
That form of the apocalypse, and so it's like definitely something I feel like a lot of people could get into, of just having Ragnarok exist as like via the Fangwild, because we don't have a reason for it to exist.
Yeah.
I just want to point out Hamer's in chat, and you just saw that. But, yeah, Is there any other like lore group sets that you enjoy? Because of course you have the Fangwild, you have like Barovia, you have technically the steampunk era of like Scarlet. I'm trying to think who else. You have the Valhallans.
I could be completely wrong because I don't really look into all the other like settings, but in terms of settings, I think Fangwild is probably my absolute favorite. I haven't invested much time into everyone else. As for character lore, I think Thatch's lore is really cool. Oh, I'm dead.
Thatch blew my mind recently.
Hammer's one of my worst weapons, if not the worst.
Yeah, Thatch, very interesting lore, especially with the Mako drop that came out.
Yeah, that's what really made it for me. All the Legends lore, I don't know. I don't know where to really continue with this question. I'm a total nerd for the idea of the Fangwild and how it could be an omen of the Ragnarok, omen of Ragnarok. But oh, I hit you on my screen, but roll back. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh no!
On the startup frames. See, I can definitely agree with Ember being one of my favorite for like lore sets. I've been requested to play Terros. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to.
No. Someone requested me to play someone earlier.
But yeah, it's a definite case of like, oh, Rayman is fun. I like Rayman's lore actually. But
he's very silly character.
Yeah, I think it's a case of lore-wise that there's a lot of fun in this game, and I'm always excited to see where the next legend goes with it. I didn't expect this much Batavia lore recently.
Yeah, pretty sure there was a meme saying like the last 4 out of 5 legends released was from Batavia.
Yeah, because you had, or at least linked to Batavia, because you had Volkov, Onyx, Magyar, and who was the other one? I think it's 3 out of 5, because of course, like, Mako and Jaehyun are both not. But we'll move on to the next question, and one that you may not want to answer. It's up to you. How old are you?
I'm 17, senior in high school.
Wow, kinda didn't expect that. You sound like you're a little bit older.
Do I?
Yeah. However, at the same time, a lot of Brawlhalla community people, 16, 17. I know a lot of people who are like in that age bracket, and I think that's just because like the game's like getting an older generation. But like as in like people are aging up. Because like when everything started, Boomy, etc., was like 13. I think he's like either 17 or 18 now. But it's actually, what do you want to go to after high school? Like, I'm assuming art related.
Yeah, of course. I'm looking at character design and illustration. I haven't decided which I want to major in. Ouch, that hit.
I actually have a housemate who wants to do concept art, so yeah, I know his complaints about character design related stuff, but I thought it was gonna hit me. I was kind of a little bit scared.
Okay.
It's okay. I watched you catch it, and then I'm still living. Yeah, I watched you catch that mine, and then I threw it, and then then you threw it, and I caught it. Ooh, that was nice.
Oh no, I got out-prioritized. Tough. Man, I am getting absolutely wrecked. I dashed into that. Let's go.
You just gotta make another 3-stock, right?
That's the plan. I blame the map and my legend pick.
Not a fan of gauntlets and axe?
Axe is alright. I don't play it often, and gauntlets is my second worst weapon. I don't know. I've been picking it up recently though, playing a lot of Cross. Cross is fairly fun. But Rayman's gauntlets are just something else.
Understandable. Of course, axe gauntlets being my not axe, hammer gauntlets, your two worst weapons, being two of my favorite weapons. With Core being the best boy.
Core is a really fun character. I want to pick up hammer and gauntlets. In fact, I've been practicing them recently, but I'm just extremely bad with them. My punishes are Oh, I'm gone.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I promised you this, that you would defeat me. And guess what? It's happening. Alright, here. How about I play a legend I have more knowledge about?
Oh, Lucian. Respectable. Before... You know, I'll play Ember for you. But before we go in, I'm going to quickly show one of the art pieces that I picked, being the Brawl League artwork that you did for us. For what originally was going to be called Snowdown, and then changed to Winter Brawl.
I see.
But
what do you want to ask her?
I was more gonna say, like, because of course I gave you a bunch of information about this piece of like what to include in it, but I really didn't say much else other than like, hey, I want these 4 characters and like a snowman, and then also, you know, a snowball fight, and you basically could do everything else with it. So I wanted to know really what was your like thought process behind certain pieces of this.
Well, as you know, or you personally know, I like to give you a lot of sketches.
Yeah,
and
I loved it.
Just like bounce back and forth. Initially, I was thinking like a snowball fight scene, like maybe someone's behind a mound of cover, but I decided like, how do I show the impact of a god? And I'm like, maybe tearing a tree in half. But I didn't draw the tree in half. That would be too aggressive. But I don't know. It started with an idea or a sketch that I liked and you liked, and it turned out really well.
It really did turn out well. It's one of my favorite pieces we've had done as like by artists. Actually, I think you were the first piece of art we've had done for a tournament that wasn't done by Kala. So you had a big thing to really live up to on that, but you knocked it out of the park, man.
Well, I'm glad I delivered.
I remember one of the older sketches where where I'd specified like I wanted a snowman of Core, and you'd drawn like physical Core and not snowman Core, and you then remembered that there was a snowman version.
Yeah, I totally forgot that he had a snow. I put on the top hat and I realized, wait, he has a skin with a top hat. And yeah, I was like, wait. I don't know, I totally forgot that that was an event skin, and I was able to easily like recreate it.
Yeah, it's understandable. It looks really nice. It's one of my, again, with Core being my favorite, I had to get the Snowman Boy in there. He's my favorite skin as well. And so like getting that in was really nice, and seeing how well you were able to just replicate the actual skin.
Oh yikes. I went for a bad option there. I should have downloaded recovery.
Because of course, we actually conclude a couple little Easter eggs with it, being Brawl League Chan and then a pin badge, which you added the pin badge really well, because I didn't give you any information of like where to put that.
I still don't know what that pin is about, if you don't mind me asking.
Okay, so that pin is a alternate version of the logo from a band called Ween. And it's in one other piece of artwork that is currently out. There will be in another one with the next tournament we announce. Katars. And on Thor's chest, you drew the logo, and it's a way we're doing to honor Antipop, a former member of our community who used to be our admin, who passed away in 2018, because Ween was one of his favorite bands. And again, so Kala drew that for a Bagel tournament in 2019. And so when I saw that, I was like, I really want to do this, and we didn't have the budget at the time, but we had the budget now, and I was like, I want to go forward with this. So it's going to be an Easter egg in all of our little artworks that we put out for, you know, tournaments.
I see.
But it's nice hearing what you have about like different different things you've done Because also, one thing I will admit that mildly annoyed me when I first got all of the assets from you was that you paint top down.
Oh yeah, I paint top down, so I'd never paint the background before I paint the characters.
Yeah, and so like when you sent me the background, there was just chunk missing for like
It was
Bodvar, and I was like, I really wanted to just not have Bodvar there for one image. I was like, I can't do that. But it was
I mean,
I could have
wanted to, I
asked,
could've
but
just
like
painted over, yeah.
I could have, but it was also a case of like that's not what we paid for, so I don't really want to come back and be like, hey, let's go ask you for more things when we don't have the budget to ask for more things, you know?
Yeah.
Like in my personal opinion, if I commission an artist and there's something I don't like after I've gotten the finished piece, that's my fault for not checking something. Show the band's logo from Paradox. I can find it on Google Images. Oh, you're hella confused and can't find it in the artwork. Okay, I can zoom in on the Thor art because it's, of course, on Thor's chest piece. Right there, in the middle. It's a slightly alternate version made by Calamari Pop where the spikes are on the bottom and the face is slightly different. Of course, to avoid copyright. But that's about Thor, right? And Thor is a cool legend, and that art piece is amazing. But you also released another core art recently, and I saw the sketch for this, and then I saw like I think the coloring, and then I saw something else with it. I was like, this is insane, right? Because core doesn't get much love, and so I saw this and I was happy. I also love that it's called Core Schwerpy.
I'm not gonna explain why that is, but Shirpy basically asked me to draw a core, and I said, okay, I'll do it for practice. And he got mad at me because this is what came out as quote-unquote practice. It was practice. It's just a bunch of rocks, I swear. It came out really well. It came out a lot better than I expected, and it's the first time I ever drew in Clip Studio Paint, or rather, painted in Clip Studio.
Ah. Yeah, I know a lot of community people are getting into like Clip Studio and stuff. I think I've seen a lot of people do it, and I'm assuming it's just a nicer version of like.
Essentially, it's Photoshop made for painting without the subscription. That's as simple as I can put it.
I'm assuming it's a single purchase.
Yeah, it's a one-time purchase, no subscription.
Yeah. That's really nice to hear, because of course, like, subscription models can be kind of predatory at times, but
yeah, it's very intimidating and kind of an investment.
But yeah, so what was your information piece of like this art, inspiration for this art? Because of course you said it's practice, but that piece is amazing. It has like nice detail. It looks amazing. The eye has the awesome glow. So like, what was really the inspiration for that?
There's not really any inspiration. I just drew core. I have a speed paint of it somewhere, but you can see I didn't know what I was really doing, and it all just came together real nicely. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how to put it other than that, right? I was just experimenting, and it came out well.
Fair enough. It looks gorgeous, as I've said already. Please turn text volume up. I can turn tech up. I didn't realize he was quiet. I hope that's better. There you go. But yeah, so it's like the art itself, as I said, you don't really get much core art, and it's nice to see some core art. I think the last bit, like, the community really saw that I know that, like, popped off in terms of art was, the Summer Championship stuff from, 2020. Ooh. See, I'm already getting back distracted by the game because I don't want to lose.
There's gonna be a lot of breaks of silence as we're both trying to end each other's stock. Oh no. 2 powerhouse axes. I don't play cannon, by the way, but we're gonna make do. I play a lot of Zol. Zol is a very fun character.
Interesting. He actually has a really nice amount of lore to him as well.
Oh.
He was one of those exposition legends. Actually, before we go over to the next art piece, because I'm leaving it on stream, each piece on stream as we play. What other games do you like other than Brawl? Because like, you can't be a no life like me and play like 3 games, predominantly Brawlhalla, with like almost 6,000 hours in the game. Like that can't be you.
Well, back then I used to play a lot of free-to-play games, cause crappy. Oh yikes, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Crappy laptop with low specs and no money. But I used to play stuff like TF2, League of Legends, right? Those are some big names that people might be familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also a console player back then, before I got on PC.
Which console?
On console games, I played games like GTA 5 a lot.
Ooh.
And
Oh!
Oh wow, that sent you.
I didn't expect that to kill.
I did not either. You bounced off the floor and everything. Let's see. I'm kind of branching off of the question here. Currently, the other games I play, like right now, is predominantly. Let me look through my Steam's games list real quick. It's like Deep Rock Galactic, Dark Souls 3, Monster Hunter World, a lot of co-op games. I used to play a lot of competitive shooters with some friends, but I wasn't that great at them.
Understandable. I mean, not everyone has the ability to be good at shooters, including myself. But so mainly those, I guess. That's interesting. I don't know why. I always I don't know what other games people play with Brawl. It's like Brawl is one thing, and then everything else is just like an extra to me.
Yeah, I get that. But Brawlhalla is like the biggest fighting game in terms of like on PC, right?
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
I think it's
So
the biggest.
there's not really
It's either the
much.
biggest free to play or it's just the biggest fighting game.
Yeah. On PC.
Yeah. But moving on to the next piece, the Foda artwork, which I loved, because Foda is one of my favorite devs. He's just such a nice dude, and seeing this artwork and seeing his reaction to it was awesome. Like, what was the inspiration behind this? Because like this, like to me, came out of nowhere.
Well, I've always wanted to draw some of the developers for a while, because watching the streams and watching them like hype things up, it always got me excited. For this piece in particular, I just thought like, hey, let's make Foda a badass, because it's a badass, right?
Acceptable.
And Shrippy's recent video on him getting bodied, and I remember Super challenged Foda to 1v1. I don't know the outcome of that. I think he also got bodied. It kind of drove me to like, hey, let's just do it. Let's just do it for fun, right? And it surprisingly came out pretty well. A lot of experimenting with this one. It might not look so different, but I use a lot of different techniques in this one than the core piece. But so yeah, I just drew him out. I drew as dynamic of a pose as I could, and then I painted him, and I didn't know what to put for the background, so I just drew Thunder Guard as like, maybe he just jumped out of the caster's booth to get into the fray, you know?
I love the idea in my head of Foda just has like a guitar always on hand in the casting couch, in like his casting couch, and he just like jumps out and just like he does what Thor does, right? He just bleacher jumps and just goes in with it. I'd love to see Foda as a legend, even if it's a skin. I could really see him as like a Queen Night skin. I don't know.
I remember Davon, you might know him as Sentinai on Twitter. I remember he actually made something for Mick Frags. I don't know if I'm spoiling anything here. Sorry, Mick, if you're here. But Sentinai actually made a Foda model for an animation. I don't know if it was ever used, but I don't think
it was used by Mick.
Was it used? I haven't seen it.
So this is me going on to like Mick, who's another like kind of creator you of course know because he's also in GB.
Yeah.
Mick is like, I know Mick uses a lot of like art, like custom assets like that, and it's probably that he used one because I think he said that Davon's like drawn stuff for him before. But yeah, it's a really nice piece of art. I also love his like pose. I also love that you gave him shorts. Because I don't know if you know this, I don't think I've ever seen Foda not in shorts.
Yeah, same here. In every stream or like photo of him like on the main page where everyone at the last BCX is shown, he's always been in shorts every year.
Yep. I'm pretty sure he doesn't like trousers. It's also a case, I know he has like those beanies and they're so different to like my beanies. But like, you know, he can't find them anymore.
Yeah. I actually fought someone in queue, someone named Foda's Durag, and that was that was hilarious. They kicked my ass, but you know, it's an honor to be ass kicked by Foda's Durag.
I mean, hey, like it's a really cool piece of art. It's such a nice dynamic pose you gave it.
Thank you.
And it very much feels like he's coming at the screen to you and as if you're the other character. But I'm trying to think of other questions. Because of course I've gone over like the basic ones of like what legend do you play, who do you like, what like stuff do you like about Brawlhalla. Odd one, how tall are you?
I'm 5'5". I'm pretty short.
I was gonna say you're shorter than I expected. Wow. I mean, hey, all that means is good things come in like small packages, right? This amazing artist. Saf saying tech tiny.
Yeah, I am indeed tiny.
I don't know why I picked Queen Nai. I think it was just the photo choice. Like,
it was a photo choice.
I suck at Queen Nai because she's so slow. Someone asked, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? That's a good one.
What's my favorite ice cream flavor? You know, that's always been a really difficult question to me. I like a lot of flavors, but right now I'm really liking orange sherbet.
I don't like orange flavored things. That sounds gross to me, but respectable.
Okay, how about rainbow sherbet? Would you rather hear that?
What does rainbow sherbet taste like? Yes, I too would like to taste the refraction light. Ah, wow, that bounced.
I mean, look at your hair.
Oh, my hair's horrible right now. I haven't dyed it all. I didn't dye it all of 2020 because like I haven't been like really public and stuff because no LAN this year. Ooh. Actually, here's one. How did you get into GB? Like, what was like the process of that? Because like, I don't know how a lot of orgs work, and it was just like one day, oh yeah, Tekona's part of GB.
It kind of came as a light surprise. I actually joined GB like back in July, but I was only announced like 3 months later. How I joined GB? I don't know. I think there were some hints to it when talking to people like Schwerpy or Super. They were kind of hinting at the thought for a while, but never really like delve into it. And then eventually one day, Jovi, the owner of GB, really cool guy by the way, he kind of reached out to me and like said, "Hey, you want to join?" I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And we just had a little bit of chat, discussed some ideas, and then yeah, I just became a part of GB after the fact. Oh, yikes. No.
Oh, just missed it. Respectable. I mean, it's like, because of course, like, GB is like that content creator community. It's got like all of the cool people. Like, it's got, you know, Schwerpy's almost whole gang in it. From what I know, it's got like Schwerpy, Mega Gamer. Trying to think who else. I know Super is, or at least was. I think he still is in GB.
Yeah, he is.
It's got Hamo in it. Ooh, that almost clipped me. Oh, that's brutal. People are excited about your voice reveal because I'm assuming a lot of people haven't spoken to you because I know you sit in your own Discord and you
Yeah, I'm very secretive about my voice. But hey, debut.
I mean, so it's like, because I'm in your Discord and stuff, and I think it was just right before you did the winter art for us. You were doing some art for the Brawlhalla contest in the in like the subreddit server, which is now the official server. And you, I was sitting there watching you draw, and you were just silent, replying to me in like DMs while I was like talking to you.
Yeah, I'm a fast typer, so it never really bothered me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of a mute. I was literally a mute.
I mean, your art's awesome. I can speak for you anyway. Oh, hello. Your Caspian is half of my level.
So, no way you lose, right?
Yeah, sure. Bet.
Were you gonna continue with that?
Oh, actually, I've already forgotten what I was gonna say. Other than like, you're just kind of you've been secret of your voice, and I know a lot of people are excited about it. But let's talk about another piece of art, which I don't know which one this is, because the first three you gave me were named, and then these two were just like, I think it's Discord, as they uploaded to Discord, they just translated to like Discord wording. I can't. I don't believe that you named the file EW_GJ like etc.
No. That's how I name them.
No way.
That's just how I name them. I'm kidding. It's because I plucked them off of my Twitter profile.
Ah, okay. So, Scarlet art that you did, which again I think is for Schweppy?
It is indeed for Schweppy. It's his setup.
Yeah, it's the Skyforged and the Steam Smith with the that's the Bodvar like wrestler hammer that isn't Xavier Woods.
Yeah. It's the hang on, I actually have that skin. Got it from the chest. It's this one.
Yeah, I don't own that skin, I don't think. It's like the only Bodvar I don't own. But yeah, so like let's talk about this one, because of course it's definitely what, one of your older pieces? I remember this.
It's definitely one of my older pieces, but I don't know. I really like it because I had a lot of fun with it, right? Making it. It was also one of my quicker pieces that I've made at the time when I was really slow at art, and I kind of just let loose with it, and it turned out pretty good. And the art style is very familiar or is heavily inspired by Lin Yue. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I don't know if you know who they are, but they drew a lot of the characters in Chirpy's thumbnail. Or not thumbnail, YouTube banner. I'm sorry.
Is that Lin on Twitter?
Lin, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know who. Yeah, I know who they are. I had to think for a second, because, like...
how I pronounce their name.
I've always pronounced it like Limmy. But I might also be completely wrong about that. They are, of course, like, South American. And so, like, I know a couple names there that I've always messed up.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. I probably pronounced it completely wrong.
Oh, I used to butcher Tataya's name. And without realizing. But, yeah, so like, the Scarlet piece is really nice. It's got a nice pose, and... I'm assuming Schweppy was very happy with it.
Yeah, I was surprised when he featured it on his YouTube video, and I was like, oh, damn. I think I really like it too because the pose, like you mentioned, it was super. It hit the mark I wanted, and I rarely do that with poses. Hello.
No.
Okay, I'm dead. I get to talk now. I was going for a bombastic expression, and at the time, I really struggled with getting some sort of expression. Oh no!
Oh, that's brutal.
More time to talk. Don't worry. Yeah, that's really about it. It came out really clean. It hit a certain art style that I was aiming for, and overall, I really liked it at the time. Now, of course, my art is constantly changing, so I can't say it's my best piece anymore, but at the time it was certainly my best. But that happens with all my pieces.
Yeah, I know you mentioned to me, like, I was like, hey, do you have any artwork you want to show off? And you're like, I don't really like a lot of the stuff I've drawn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every artist shares that trait, but I do it because, eventually there's gonna be something new, something better.
I get you. Very much a case of, like, I was proud of this when I did it, but now, like, I want to strive for better than this.
Yeah.
I
just got bodied.
80 damage you dealt to me.
80 damage. That's my peak right there.
So, yeah, it's so, of course, like, I don't know a lot of the stuff that goes through an artist's head when they draw things or when they finish drawing something, because I suck at drawing. I kind of stopped drawing when I was like 14 because I didn't like how I could draw, so I just gave up. And I went into other stuff, and now I do esports instead. But,
See,
go ahead.
every artist kind of shares that stigma that, like, oh, my stuff isn't that great, or I'm not gonna get better. I kind of had that stigma for a while, but this is gonna sound cliche, but joining the Brawlhalla community certainly changed that perspective. Having someone else give you your validation for your work kind of inspired me to, like, just keep moving forward, keep getting more work done. When before I would just draw one piece, be like, and then leave art on standby for like 3 months.
I get you. So, like, we have one more piece to talk about, which is this Diana piece, and I can't remember where this is from. I don't remember what the origin of this piece is, and it's, like, annoying me because I know exactly where the other 4 came from.
This piece was actually for a Brawlhalla Discord event. It was Diana versus Volkov, and I was just calling Volkov boring, putting me to sleep.
I get you. I get you. Some nice propaganda.
Yeah, it's literally propaganda. I kind of drew it for fun. It was more of a doodle. I did it in like an hour or less.
I'm sorry, doodle.
Yes, if you compare the line art to my other work, it's certainly a doodle in that regard. But don't take that the wrong way. I still put a lot of effort into it.
Gonna hurt you one day.
You're hurting me right now. I just did 80 damage. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. It's one of those once in a blue moons. Something right happens, and this was the right thing that happened.
I get you. So actually, this is about the 2 pieces before we play another game, because of course I gave you 2 choices, right? I say 2 choices. I gave you choices to pick some out, and you picked these 2. So what is it about these 2 that really, like, were the ones that you wanted to show off today? Like, the ones you were proud of, or, like, is there a specific reason to these 2, or?
Not really, beyond the fact that I can say, hey, I drew this a year ago, and I'm still proud of it now, right?
Okay.
To a degree. I can't really say that about my other art pieces, but these came out pretty clean and pretty nicely for the amount of time it took, which is why I like them.
I mean, yeah, they did come out pretty clean and pretty nicely. I think I said to you, I don't think there's a single piece of your artwork that I dislike or have, like, liked less than the others. You have, as soon as you stepped onto the community scene, which off the top of my head, I'm not even sure when you did step onto the scene. All I know is you just appeared and you kicked butt at art, right?
Would you like to know a little bit about my entrance to the scene?
Sure.
Community?
Let's talk about like how you joined and what really got you into the community itself.
Well, let's see. Originally, I wanted to make a place or find a place to share my work, and I wasn't really sure where. And someone told me, just try Reddit. Reddit is kind of a good foundation for what the internet's like. And before that, I never shared my work. I never, ever did. So a little bit of story time. Grab your popcorn, take a seat, get comfy. I was doing the Reddit 50K contest, celebration for 50K members. And it was to design a Brawlhalla legend. 3 skins and weapon skins and a whole signature kit, 6 signatures. And I didn't know how to take it, and I didn't know much about the community. I knew nothing about the community. So I decided to join the Discord. And in that Discord, I actually met a good amount of people that really, really gave me a lot of support, and I'm grateful to those people now. Like, I wouldn't be here right now if they didn't give me this amazing welcome. And you guys know who you are if you're listening. But I then worked alongside some other artists in the community, bounced input back and forth on how to make the legend better, the custom legend better, and eventually I won overall victor of the 50k contest, and that just like baffled me, right? Because I've never shared my art before. I didn't see myself as a very competent artist, more of an amateur, mediocre hobbyist, right? And just seeing the phrase overall winner, oh look, it's Tekona, I was blown away. I was literally punching the air in excitement. And I decided, hey, maybe this art thing isn't so bad after all. Because I kind of hated drawing at the time, I'm gonna be honest. I was on the verge of dropping art entirely.
Interesting.
But I doubled down on it. I started drawing more, and I'm sorry.
Feel free to get that.
My alarm to bother someone.
Oh, okay. I was gonna quickly say, do you mind if I show off the legend?
Yeah, sure. Let's have a little cringe binge of my.
I have it already, by the way.
You have it.
I'm fast.
Okay. I see you're already ready.
And as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, I'm gonna go find it.
I mean, I can just send it here so you can.
I have the whole presentation.
You have the whole presentation. Okay, let's not show that off because there's some bits in there I don't want to show.
Okay.
I'm too embarrassed, but I'm not too embarrassed to show the foundation.
Okay.
But, here, let me send you it real quick.
Wow, I'm looking at
while
all of
I
these.
look
like...
for it in my files.
Are you looking for it in your files? Like it's fine. I will admit it looks amazing. I also like the little Valhalla, like it's like the default logo that you get when you first start the game, which is like on her like chest.
Yeah, that's.
I can't remember what it's called. It's like a
Valknut.
Asgard. Yeah, it's like it's the Valknut or something.
Logo. Yeah.
I
don't know the actual name for it. Baron could.
Okay.
Baron's scolding me right now. I can sense his steady gaze through the screen.
It's called Brawler's Marking Game, which I know it is not. I think it is called a Valknut.
Valknut? How do you spell that?
Valknut.
Valknut. Right. Ah, you're correct. Valknut.
Let's go.
Right on the dot.
Sweet. I'm gonna have to go over these images one by one because there's like so much more like to this than I anticipated. So I'm gonna like show off image by image. I'm gonna start just by showing off the Discord, which is of course Firebrandary.
That's one of the skins. If you want to go down one, it's sent in a weird order. I'm sorry. I should have sent the original first.
The Shard Singer, which is also a really cool. Like, I love the idea because, of course, what's really funny is you've used the same colors here for like emeralds, and of course Diamond Head released, and he has the exact same color set for his Sigs, and it's really funny to me.
Brawlhalla copied me. I'm telling you, BMG, they're watching me. But joking. I don't know what exactly inspired the legend. Neri is like a super old original character of mine, and I kind of rebranded her in the Brawlhalla style. Now, I don't know if anyone really thinks the same way I do, but I'm absolutely cringing at this art piece. There's so many things I did wrong. But this piece in particular, I drew on an iPad. I used to draw on iPad before I decided to transition to PC. I drew with my index finger. But this is a mix of iPad and PC work, this entire legend concept.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Fate at the time I was making this, and Ember was my legend, right? Resident Ember. So that's why I picked the guitars and orb.
Understandable.
Is there anything you wanted to ask about the legend? Like my ideas behind it?
I can also see, I don't know why, I feel like there's a little like hint of Diana into there with the costume style of it, but that might just be me. Like the way the costume is, it makes me really think of like a hunter.
Yeah, I get that.
But
I was trying to aim for an explorer type, but I really kind of overcomplexed it or overcomplicated it. Like you would never see a skin like this in Brawlhalla's art style, I'd imagine. But that one's a lot simpler. The Indiana Jones.
I love
type
it.
Beat.
I actually want those katars. I still love the monkey too. So my personal nice skin set is using the shovel from Shovel Knight. So I need shovel katars, and I would love those.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about how the entire project turned out. I mean, I'm still proud of it to this day, and this was definitely what got me into the Brawlhalla community. There's still a lot of things I would fix about it, but we'll just leave the past as is. But this definitely marked a point in my artistic career, so to say.
I mean, realistically, you could, knowing you and your, like, because of course this is what, a couple years old now?
Yeah, 2 years old. Just about.
You could easily just, like, jump into, like, redesigning this, and you'd probably get so much love for it.
I actually, now I think I'm allowed to share this because they've been sharing it publicly, but Project Moonshot.
Hey, Moonshot, let's go. I'm actually part of Moonshot.
Yeah, they're working, I am not a part of Moonshot, but they personally reached out to me and asked me about, Neri, and they're making her into a custom legend. Now, I'm not sure if I'm on some sort of non-disclosure agreement, but if you look to the bottom there, because they've been sharing it publicly, I think I can assume that I
love
share
it
it publicly too. But this is actually an in-game render of Neri in Gala colors, which is
nice.
insane to me. It came out of surprise. They just contacted me out of nowhere and said, "Hey, we're gonna put Neri in the game," and I was like, "That's me hitting my heart."
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my god. And yeah, their work is amazing. That down there, I believe, is Q-Stone and Princess Wanderlust's work.
So, of course, like, I'm personally not a massive fan of modding because of the lack of physical support for it, but I'm 100% for Moonshot because they have permission for what they do.
Yeah.
And it's the most amazing thing, and I can't wait to one day ask for Broly-chan to go in.
Yeah.
I have no idea what her signatures would be.
Oh.
But no, I'm also looking at these, like, I'd probably say, like, orb and I'd probably say sword. Purely because the Broly logo has a sword in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could work. But also I have no other idea what her, like, secondary weapon could be other than an orb, which she could use as her backpack.
Yeah, orb and sword are definitely the most flexible.
Yeah. Man, these signatures look insane, by the way. Like,
oh yeah, those things. I was really proud. The silhouettes on those are all handmade by me and my 15-year-old, 16-year-old self. 2 years ago, yeah, 16-year-old self was like, wow, I did that. I made that, and I was really proud at the time. But if you ever want me to explain any of those things, just let me know. I know the graphics can be a little bit confusing.
I think they're actually really, like, straightforward, at least in terms of the movement and what they would do. Because, of course, like, the orb side sig, it looks like they throw some shards up, turning them into, like, a dart, and throwing the dart through someone. And then, while holding them there with the dart, you slam them with the orb.
Okay, you pretty much got it.
Which very much gives, like, at least now Magyar vibes, right? With the end sig on Magyar Greatsword, which is amazing.
Yeah, that sig is brutal. It's absolutely metal.
Magyar,
and I love it.
The Magyar end sig is amazing as well. Like,
Brawlhalla's design team is just awesome. Like, from sound design to actual, like, animation work and art, I am astonished by their work. It's fascinating. But would you like to explain this sig from what you see from the pictures?
Which one? The D sig? Katana sig. It looks like you step back while you still have a katana in your hand. So it's like you step back and create a shadow clone almost similar to, like, I guess you could say Jiro's, except it doesn't run forward. It looks like it, like, again, spikes through. And while they're being held, you go in and slash the shadow clone and, like, shattering into them as well with the
Yeah,
cut.
you essentially got it. Yeah, that's correct. It was heavily inspired by Sub-Zero of Mortal Kombat. He does a little step back and summons an ice version of himself, and that was literally like the direct inspiration for that.
Also gives me like a Ruby vibe of like I think Blake can do that in like she does it in like season 2. I don't know if you watch Ruby.
I do not, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Actually, I'm gonna ask you a question that's not about this character. I'm gonna close the display, but do you have any crossovers that you want to see in the future? Right.
Honestly, not really sure. There's some really cool crossover concept art in the Brawlhalla Discord and
Oh, of
overall
course.
community, right? And seeing those like in the game would be awesome. Like I don't know if you've seen the regular show concept art or the
I
Avatar
have,
concept
yes.
art. But those are like those are just some I can name off the top of my head, but there's so many. It's those are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Is there any you haven't seen a
As-
concept of that you want to see? Like maybe your favorite show or something?
Yeah, as of that question, not really sure. My favorite show as a kid was Adventure Time, so seeing these characters in already is awesome. I remember there was a concept art for Marceline. I'd love to see her in the game. She's
Yeah.
one of my favorite characters. But
I was gonna say maybe you want like an Adventure Time 2.
second crossover, like WWE has had 3.
It's had 2.
It's had 2.
Because you had the first 4 and then the second 4. The only other one that had 2 was Shovel Knight, when it got Enchantress as an extra skin.
Sorry, I was thinking about the meme where,
By Peox, right?
yeah,
Gosh.
where WWE crossover 3.
Yeah, and it ended up being, what, Walking Dead?
I think it was actually when Steven Universe was coming out.
Maybe.
It was playing the Steven Universe music. Peox is clever. He's really funny, and he's a really nice guy from the few times I've talked to
Oh,
him.
Peox is great. He used to actually mod Brawl League. That's how I got to know him. He's a dope dude. His
Oh no.
inspiration for like a lot of things is amazing. You dodged. So actually, other than art and games, is there anything you do that like you would like people to know about? Like, are you a sporty person?
No. Oh, I'm not that big of a person, right? I like to jog. That's about it. I average 8-minute miles. I guess that's my most impressive athletic achievement.
I don't know if that's impressive or not, as I don't run a lot.
I wouldn't say it's very impressive, but it's definitely either average or above average to a degree.
Respectable.
As for other things I like doing, I animate a little bit. I'm not exactly amazing in that regard, but I also edit. Not insane edits like Rex, Redar, not like Redar or Burb. Those two guys are insane. But I like to make little meme edits. I don't know if you've seen my Carlton dance, or not Carlton dance, Collard Greens dance.
Maybe?
Maybe I can send you the link to it later if you wanna see what it looks like.
Feel free. Like anything like people create, I'm always up for seeing, even if it's not Brawlhalla related. I love to see a lot of stuff the community is able to make, because our community is so talented, right? It's very underrated a lot of the times.
Oh, I dashed into that. I was trying something.
I can't get the D-Sig on you. But yeah, it's I think we're gonna be able to wrap up soon, unless there's anything else you really want to talk about that you maybe you have an upcoming project you want to tease.
Nothing I'm allowed to talk about, but there are things that I'm working on. A lot of things, plenty of things.
Okay. Actually, I do have one more question. What are your aspirations for 2021? Brawlhalla related, art related, real life related, anything like that?
Well, I'm trying to work on my portfolio and overall just improve in art. As broad as an answer that is my main. Ouch. That is my main objective.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know beyond that, right?
Okay. So you're not striving for like a Brawlhalla partner? You're not trying to get for that?
I mean, I'm not directly aiming for it, but that is a cool idea.
If it comes, it comes, right?
If it happens, it happens.
I get you.
But that's not my main aim. But I guess it's on the path if it ever does intercept my path of just getting better at art, right?
Yeah.
And I'll take the opportunity if it comes, but
Acceptable.
yeah,
right?
that's that.
But genuinely, thank you very much for being my like test subject guest for this. It was really fun to not only play against you, but also just learn a bit about you. I don't know if anyone else in chat has any questions for you. Maybe they have like one or two that I can quickly fire off at you. But it's nice to be able to learn more about the community because, of course, as I said at the beginning, artists are generally like they're only seen for their art, and it's not able to see more into them. And it's the same for pros and other content creators. You don't really get to see, I'd say, a more human side other than like what they are able to put out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna quickly see if anyone has any questions for you, before like I let you leave. What? Okay, someone says, "What's your least favorite legend?" I'll split that, right? What's your least favorite lore? What's your least favorite design? What's your least favorite to play? And then what's your least favorite to play against?
Okay, that makes it a lot easier. I was actually gonna do that myself. Okay, least favorite lore. I'd have to say probably I don't know. I'd say Thor. I feel Thor's was very rushed. I feel like he doesn't even have a lore. He's like a bombastic teen. That's his lore. Least favorite to play. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to bash on your main a bit. Probably Core, because I'm so bad at him.
Aww.
It's okay. He's really fun though. He's a really fun legend for when things go right. But I'm terrible. Like, dear lord.
It's acceptable.
I wouldn't even pay you to watch me. I don't want to put you through that torment. Least favorite to play against. This is. I don't know. It depends on the player more than it depends on the legend, I feel. But in terms of bad experiences, I'd say Mordex has given me the bad experience. And was that all four?
And then least favorite design-wise, like visual design.
Visual design. I don't know. I feel like every legend kind of fills their role aesthetically.
Okay. I did just think of two more questions, which I'm going to ask, and then I'll let you leave, so I'm not holding you hostage.
I mean, I'm not bothered. Go ahead.
So first of all, I think it was New Year's. You tweeted something that even I reacted to on Twitter, with very much sadness, when you tweeted that you were quitting as a joke.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm gonna open out and say this. I'm sorry to everyone that read that tweet and saw it as a serious statement than a joke. I expected it. Okay, I was talking with Pat Hyena. You might know him as Pink Vrax.
I know Hyena.
Yeah. We were talking in VC, and he said he was gonna cancel me. And I'm like, okay, I'll let you make a tweet for me right now. And so I wrote in a more appropriate way of what he said. And it just snowballed into a serious, like, goodbye. And everyone took it as a serious, and I felt so bad. Oh, I severely regretted that. I'm like, oh no, I need to make a tweet ASAP. But I was gonna let it marinate. I was gonna go with what Hyena said and play along with his joke. And I let it marinate, and then I had a tweet scheduled saying, sorry, I'm an idiot. And I really did feel like an idiot in the moment. It was stupid, but...
I mean, I think at least it showed how many people actually love you being in the community. Because, of course, it meant that you didn't have... what you saw was this whole, like, group of people that just appeared as soon as you said you're leaving with, like... And they appeared with pure sadness, right?
Yeah, see, that's what made me regret it, right? I already knew that a community had my back and that everyone was looking out for me. But seeing them, like, react in such a, I guess, positive way like they're telling me good luck with whatever you're doing in the future. That really it I don't know how to say it. I guess it made me feel sad that I'm about to betray these people and what I'm making them believe, but it also made me really happy. Like it was a reminder that these people have my back, even though I already knew.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a last question, because I had another one and then I forgot it because I'm stupid, right? Actually, you know what? Is there an artist that you in the community? I'll actually ask you. First of all, is there an artist in the community you look up to, and or is there a player in the community you look up to, like, as in like a pro player or something? And there's that question of just in general, and then there's also one more after that, which I'll ask.
For artists in the community, there's so many. There's way too many for me to name. If you look through my followers list on Twitter, 186 following. You can probably find a handful of them there, but like just to name a few, Butichki. Sorry, I said that wrong. Kala.
Bushtiki.
Bushtiki.
The name is so hard to pronounce.
I completely forgot how to pronounce it. I feel so bad.
It's like
if you're watching right now,
I think it's like Buktiki. I'm so sorry.
There's a slight purr.
Yeah.
On the book. I can't do it right now. I need water.
She always just told me to call her Petra.
Yeah. So there's Petra, there's Kala, there's Breadbag, extremely underrated artist, by the way, check him out. He's an amazing painter. Salapti, I could be pronouncing these, or Seal of the Party, I think that's what their Twitter tag is. There's a lot of, there's too many to name, but those four are like definitely like top 10. I could name off my head.
Understandable.
Or four of the top 10 I could name off my head.
And
as
then
for pro
player, yeah.
I'm not really up to date in the esports scene, like, or any of the drama really, but I do watch the players play occasionally, and it's certainly exciting. But I think the pro player that I like the most is probably Egg Soup. I don't even know if he plays anymore. I remember him like re-entering the scene as a twos player, but I like him more as a content creator, but I guess that's as close as I can get to a pro player, if that makes sense. I relate a lot to that guy.
I get you. Egg is a cool dude.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll like make a return this year in like terms of pro play. Yeah. I doubt it because he's like hella busy. But you know, maybe he'll appear, right? You say his name 3 times in a minute, he'll appear behind you. With the keyboard and just stop playing the Brawlhalla music.
Yeah, you hear the keyboard clacks in the horizon.
But yeah, so my final question, which you don't have to answer, but is there an artist in the community that you haven't collabed with that you want to collab with? Because that's a hard question. Because of course you look up to a bunch, as you said.
Yeah, there's so many artists that. Okay, there's many artists that I want to collab with, but I just never do collabs because it's hard to manage the time between two people, and I'm already fairly busy by myself. I can't really answer that question.
Understandable.
It's honestly, if you say would you collab to this person, I'd probably say yes.
Okay. That's I think that's everything I have to ask. I don't really know anything else I could ask. So let's go with one more game, and then I'll let you leave, and then I will finish and sign off, and then then I'm gonna rip this and export it to YouTube.
Sounds good.
But who do I play? I'll let you pick.
You should play Core.
I'm
gonna regret this, but you should play Core.
You have a higher Ember than I have Core, so.
But you're better. That's the thing.
I mean, so I always have this, and it's my biggest shame. Like my biggest shame of playing Brawlhalla. It's a level 49 Ada.
Let's see what my Ada level is.
Cause I don't play her anymore.
did you come into Brawl playing Ada? Who was your first legend played? I'm gonna ask you the questions.
Oh no. So I actually started off with Barraza, and then I instantly dropped him after like 3 games for Ada. I was like, yo, this dude looks so cool. He has a mask. He looks edgy like me. And I was like, never mind. I'm just gonna go with the cool cyberpunk girl. Because when I started playing, like you when you first came here, the first legend, like Azoth wasn't out when I actually started playing. I remember his release, and I was so hyped for that. But like, yeah, there's so many legends that have come out since I've been here. It's insane.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
If you were to, what weapon do you hate playing against the most? Maybe I should ask that before I pick my legend.
Oh, you're going with these questions. I don't actually hate
I get
playing
distracted answering. I get distracted answering your questions while fighting. You get to feel the same.
Okay. I don't actually dislike playing against any weapon. Because I am a hard casual, and anything I play against, if I'm losing, it's my fault, right?
Of course. That's a good mindset to have. But if you had to name one, and you were held at gunpoint, and you had to name one.
Oh,
what
I
would it
had
be?
to? Probably Greatsword because of how new it is, and I don't understand the weapon.
Okay, well, Greatsword is kind of on his own throne of its own. What about pre-Greatsword? Because I feel like Greatsword completely.
Pre-Greatsword?
It's just a separate part of the game. Yeah.
Probably Axe because I'm just dumb.
Ooh, that was almost clean. I almost went right into that. What about Legend?
Legend? That's a hard one. But probably someone like either Zul, cause like I just don't know how to deal with Axe properly. It's realistically any Axe Legend is what I don't want to play against, cause I suck against it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Axe has a pretty good matchup against Hammer, wouldn't you say? And then Gauntlet's, Axe just has the range advantage. Now, I could be completely wrong. I'm an artist, not a player. Or, rather, the ratio of the two is quite drastic.
I mean, hey, you're like 1900. Like, I feel like you could at least talk in some sense of game knowledge at 1900. I just want to grab you, right?
Well, 1900 peak. I average, like, 1850.
Oh, I was hoping.
Oh, no!
There we go.
I dove right into that.
I was like, I wanted the bounce, I didn't get it, so I had to send you a different way.
Ooh, that hit me. Forgot the horizontal hitbox on
that. See, I'm scared of what other questions you're gonna ask me.
What brought you into Brawlhalla? For me, it was just, I saw a free game on Steam. I'm like, let's try it out.
So, for me, New Year's Eve, 2015. I was in a Discord server with a friend of mine. He was like, hey, you should try Brawlhalla. I was like, what is Brawlhalla? He's like, hey, have you ever played Smash Bros? I was like, no, because I didn't own anything Nintendo based other than like a DS, right? And he's like, well, here, download it. It's free, and I'm gonna beat you up and teach you. And I think within a week, I bought the collector's pack.
Ah. Ouch. See, you're just better. You're just better. I think that's really it.
Understandable.
If I could ask one last question, hang on. It just flew out of my head as you flung me to the depths of the bottom blast zone. What kept you in Brawlhalla?
Now that's a hard question. Because as much as, right, I love Brawlhalla, I love the community, I love esports. Brawlhalla's actually what got me into esports. It's made me swap from game design to esports in what I wanted to do in life. I don't think there's a single thing, like, just by itself that keeps me in Brawlhalla. But it's definitely a mix of the amazing community, the devs, and everything I'm able to do that just makes people happy, right? I don't do stuff in Brawlhalla to be popular. I don't care about follower count. I don't care about big numbers. I do it because it makes people happy, and seeing people be happy. And I get, every once in a while, I'll get like a thank you message, or like I'll finish a game of Brawl and someone will like in the post game be like, oh, you're that dude. Thank you for everything you do. It's like, that's what's really kept me here, is the people, really.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to agree with that. Brawlhalla even though everyone says it's super toxic, but after playing games like League and Siege for a very long time, it is nowhere near as toxic. Like, people do not understand what toxicity is until they've played those games.
Oh, so that's the thing, is I came from Minecraft to Brawl.
I did too.
Like, I used to be popular on a Minecraft MMO server called Winecraft at the time.
Oh,
I used to help
That was my game.
I used to help a YouTuber do all of his like quests and stuff.
I see.
I'd help him do them, and then he'd go around and do a guide on another account once he like knows how to perfectly do it without problems, which is like where I came in. As I was like the dude who went and did the stuff for him so he didn't mess up during the thing.
Well, funny to say, I was a grinder on Minecraft. It was one of my favorite Minecraft games.
1.20 just released, like on the 20th, like 2 days ago. The new update released.
I haven't been on it in like 3 years. I should check it out, see what's changed.
You should. They just updated Gavel again.
Ah,
But I think that's everything. Thank you very much for joining me, Tech.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for bringing me on.
You've been a good guinea pig, I guess, for this. Definitely feel like this is going to be a series that works really well. But is there anyone you'd want to see on here that I can maybe try and get a hold of? Maybe a friend of yours, or just someone you want to see get interviewed and get distracted like you did today?
Ooh, there's a lot of people. Let me see. Could you give me like 1 minute?
I can give you as many minutes as you want. Because
Well, I'll take one.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Just gonna quickly show off all of your art again. That you gave me. There we go. Because your art is amazing, and I could not, like, you know, I could not, like, it was just the 5 that I have there. I could not think of a better set of images to really showcase you in terms of, like, this amazing, like, range, but also growth. Because, of course, the first 2 images are, like, what, 2019 at least? 2020, like 2020,
2020,
yeah.
Early
And then
2020.
the last, like the Snow Brawl one is like late 2020, and then the last 2 are 2021. Probably you may have started working on them in like 2020, but
Yeah.
there's
So after a lot of hesitation, I don't know if I can just name anyone, but that's what I'm gonna do. Some people I would like to see interviewed, but might not be able to make it, is Sapphire on Twitter. I don't know if I can send you her Twitter later.
I think they're in
when
chat
the time is possible.
as well.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, hello. It's Rue. So those are my
Oh,
two
Rue.
artist picks. Yep. Those are my 2 artist picks. For content creators, I'm gonna spread it out a little bit here. Either Mega Gamer, or Shwerpy if he's up to the task, or Super. Super's really cool as well.
Yeah.
Mick, oh my god, I'm literally about to name everyone in GB. Okay, anyone in GB that's up to the task. Those guys are all amazing. I've personally talked to most of them, and it's
So,
literally a family over there.
This was
It's
technically
fascinating.
Mick's idea to do this stuff. He messaged me one day. I was like, "Hey, let me play 2s of you, and you can like bug me about questions and talk to me and stuff." I was like, "That sounds great." And then he got busy because I was also gonna get him to do a project, but he's hella busy right now. He said, so I want to do Mick. Mick is one I definitely want to do because this was his idea, and I can't just take this idea from him and then just be like, "Haha, nah, you're not getting to get featured yourself, right?"
Yeah.
What about players?
for pro players, I think Boomy's definitely an interesting pick. He was dominant for a while. I remember hearing his name everywhere. Now again, I'm fairly ignorant on the esports scene, so do let me know if I'm wrong, if they still play. I know I said Exude for content creators. Boomy, Sandstorm are kind of obvious choices. They're both like top of the line. Coslix is pretty cool, and Cody Travis. I remember hearing his name a lot. Again, I'm very ignorant on the scene, but
Cody's
he was
cool.
blowing up at one point. He was the underdog.
Big Bite Cody. Yeah, those are all great picks. Is there anyone that's really not that you think is massively underrated that you'd love to see on this? Like other than who you've mentioned, right? Because the ones you've mentioned, they've all been good names, and they've all been people that I'm like, yeah, I've heard of those before. But is there something maybe? Because of course I've possibly heard of them, someone else that you want to list already. But I'm really curious if there's someone that like you think is like massively underrated in this community that maybe doesn't get the attention they should, and you'd love to see them showcased on this.
I think there's a lot of members. I would feel ashamed to like not list everyone.
Okay, that's fine.
To just to name a few, Saturn.
Yeah.
She is like resident cosplayer. Her work is amazing, and she's a pretty cool artist. Petra, as you know, her paints are amazing, but she's making a portfolio right now for school, I think.
Ooh.
And for content creators, the name that's currently rising is Sevelin. Have you heard of him?
I don't think I have. I might have
Haven't.
I might if I see their Twitter or something, but I don't think I've heard of that name. I'm not a massive person in the Brawlhalla content creator scene, purely because like I don't have the time to sit and watch Brawlhalla YouTube a lot. And also I don't really have the desire to sit and watch Brawlhalla YouTube when I have to sit and watch Brawlhalla Twitch 3 times a week.
I get that.
So
If you can, give his content a peek. He's
I'll take a look.
Really new to the community, but his work is amazing, hilarious, and I think he could use a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a nudge in the right direction, if that's the word, to get his name out there. Is there anything else you want to? Again, I don't know anybody in the pro scene other than like Crocky. Crocky's really cool, by the way, and
Crocky's
Wrenched.
cool, yeah.
But everyone's heard those names, so that doesn't quite fit into.
They're
that.
OGs, right?
Yeah.
But no, I think that's
Crocky is-
everything that I wanted to really ask. Of course, there's gonna be a bunch of other stuff that, you know, people will want to know about you, and maybe you'll have to come back in the future when like I have another list of questions for you, or maybe you just have another set of art that we can talk about, like maybe like the end of 2021, right? You just come back and it's like, right, you did like these like 10 to 20 art pieces because you put out art a lot in relation to like some artists I know, and it's like maybe we could talk about like 5 of those or something. Like you can discuss like, oh yeah, the 5 I originally had that we've talked about, you know, in January. Well, now my style has completely changed, and there's this stuff I want to talk about. And so I think that's going to be one that maybe we can do in the future, but...
Yeah, I'd be completely down for that. Unless something devastating happens and I all of a sudden can't speak anymore. I wouldn't be against it. But yeah, it was nice to come on and just talk about things, you know? And get bodied at the same time.
You beat me a couple times. You beat me on the Zul. You beat my towers.
Yeah, but Zol's a meme character. I just memed you to death. It was nothing.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything you actually want to say to anyone on in the stream before you leave?
I don't want to sound cliche here, but I'll keep it short. If you have a dream, just chase it. My life turned completely 180, or rather 90, when I entered the Brawlhalla community. Again, I never intended on being an artist, but I chose that path because of the community. It's dramatic, but it's the truth. Oh yeah, that's it for me.
Amazing.
Is there anything else you want to say before I head out?
I'm just gonna say thank you for being here. I've said it a couple times, but I feel like you were probably one of the best people I could start with because, of course, we've spoken a little bit before. I'm able to bully you in DMs and call you a nerd, and so it meant I had this little bit of like friendly cushion that I was able to like bounce off of. But like, thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope
absolutely.
you have a good rest of the day, because it's like almost 10 p.m. here, but it's like what, like
It's like 1:30.
yeah, exactly. You're like far west coast.
Yeah, I'm far west coast. But yeah, thank you for having me. That was fun.
It's been great. Thank you very much. I'm gonna quickly outro, and then I'm gonna rip this to YouTube for people to watch. So
All right.
have a good one.
Good luck.
So that was Tekona. You guys already knew him, and like that was definitely a great starting point for me. As I said, I had a friendly cushion with him. So thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. It was very much a different thing for me to do. I'm not very much professional in this terms of interviewing. I'm not professional in terms of anything I do. So I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you guys Thursday, but also I'll see you for this next week.